1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Would a Gogmazios siege fight be great, or would it be something you don't appreciate? Did you expect to get rhymed at out the gate? Well, let's talk about our title update for Fate. Crazy waiting. Hello, my fellow hunters, and today we're going to talk about and try and postulate upon one simple question. Will title update for Gogmazios in fact actually be a siege hunt? And beyond that, a cooperative siege hunt? First, we need to define what those two things actually mean for the hunters in the back. I don't know why the hunters in the back don't know what a siege fight is. It's not like we're arranged by when we started playing Monster Hunter. In any case, as we know, a siege fight is something like way back in day, Lao Shang Lung walking steadily through a canyon while we poke him with weapons and basic artillery, evolving all the way to more modern Monster Hunter like Kulf Taroth, where she's just roaming through a cavern and we're poking at her with our weapons and damaging her with basic artillery. But it looks and plays a lot better, so okay, that's not fair. Kulf Taroth was great, and there are many forms of the siege fight. Technically, you could argue that the Fatalis finale of Iceborne was a siege fight. You've got Dragonators, you've got cannons, you've got ropes to tie him down, and all sorts going on. The roaming ballista as well. Do siege weapons make a siege fight, a siege hunt? That's something that you could go either way on. Generally speaking, though, it is monster that's too big to properly personally hunt for you and a team of 4, so you're kind of stopping it or attacking it, and it's kind of not really directly fighting back. But even that has evolved over the years, because safi'jiiva is certainly a siege hunt, but it cannot be denied that he is specifically attacking you, the hunter, in a normal feeling hunt with monster using moves on you, the hunters. But in any case, I feel like we kind of get the essence of it. Big spectacle monster, oftentimes other things going on in the arena during certain phases or transitions, and there tends to be an extra layer to the mechanics and external equipment, and we have to slowly wear it down, you know? And then we have the cooperative side of things, which is something like Kulf Taroth or safi'jiiva, where multiple parties hunting in the same lobby, the same safi'jiiva, actually contribute collectively to the success of the hunt, to researching Kulf Taroth, to earning enough points on safi'jiiva. And that one is a lot more interesting, because obviously we only really have two mainline examples of that, and that is Kulf Taroth and safi'jiiva. And that kind of thing happening to Gogmazios would be interesting. Whether it would be good is another question, but it certainly would be interesting. Now, first and foremost, the original Gogmazios hunt is arguably a siege fight. He's in a fortress that he is sieging, and you have various artillery weapons to defend with, including a Dragonator, but he also has the safi'jiiva-ness where he is very much, fighting you. He's not ignoring you and attacking the fortress while you desperately try and stop him. It is an actual hunt. One of the things that I praise Gogmazios for, and one of the reasons why he is in my top 5 favorite monsters, is that he is the largest monster that still feels like a normal hunt where he's actually fighting with you and having that beautiful dance that we love. safi'jiiva got that going for him as well, but Gogmazios was really the first time that I think they properly nailed the huge colossal monster surrounded by siege weapons, but it's still a real proper hunt and not really gimmicky. In any case then, I don't think Gogmazios being a siege hunt really matters one way or the other if he is or isn't. And to be clear, the reason why this is even a topic of discussion, of course, is the key art of Title Update 4 that we got, where there is clearly 8 hunters in it. Now, immediately you can dismiss this as for, real player hunters and for support hunters, just to show that that's a thing, to show that the support hunters will be, clever about it like they are with Omega. They'll let you as a solo player with 3 support hunters do whatever Gogmazios needs you to do, that kind of thing. It just feels wrong to not include the NPCs as they have played a big role in Wilds. Or it could be face value, yeah, it's a multi-hunting team siege hunt a la safi'jiiva, and any interpretation is equally valid or not valid until we know for sure. But in the world where that is what it implies, that we are going to have same lobby multi-Gogmazios contributing team hunts a la safi'jiiva, is that the right way to treat such a legendary monster? We know that Gogmazios is not going to be as he was. I mean, he's going to be in the oilwell basin. There's no way he's not going to get his own unique signature arena. We know he's getting a fire and dragon oil hardening and softening mechanic. We know he's got what looks to be a railgun on his back. He's connected to the energy of the Forbidden Lands from our lovely little DNA helix in the background. This is going to be Gogmazios in a way that we have never experienced him, and that makes sense. Always when a monster returns, it gets a glow up, but in this case it's a legendary Elder Dragon final boss level ridiculousness getting its post 5th gen appearance, and that is an excuse to go all out. And probably not even just this once. Gogmazios is going to be insane. And turning that insanity into a siege hunt, I don't think really matters if it is or it isn't, because either way, it's gonna be amazing. Again, you can argue for Talis as a siege hunt if you want to go by that definition, or of course just look at safi'jiiva. No matter what happens, Gogmazios is going to fight with you, right? It's not going to be a traditional just spectacle affair. At least not in my opinion. Whatever happens, it's going to feel like a Monster Hunter hunt, and us and Gogmazios will be going toe-to-toe. I think the other question is what has people potentially concerned, and that is, okay, if there's multiple teams in the artwork, that implies a kind of safi'jiiva system, which implies there might be something gimmicky going on with Gogmazios beyond just a simple, post the hunt, go in the hunt, and kill him. And that, I think, is a much more valid concern. Do you think that's going to happen? Do you think that the star of Title Update 4, the only monster in it that we currently know about, and honestly likely the only monster going in it, anything else would be so hilariously overshadowed, do you think that they would redesign him into a stage hunt? Into something you go against multiple times and coordinate with other people hunting, or if you're by yourself, you just have to repeatedly have a go until you eventually get to kill him like safi'jiiva. I can't see them wanting to do that. I honestly, the more I think about it, the more I'm kind of on team. I think the artwork is just cool to sell, the scale of him. And at the very least, I find it hard to believe, especially now that we have had the details revealed on how Gogmazios is going to be tied to the updated endgame. His drops are going to be going into the artian system to give us the super artian weapons with set bonuses on. That doesn't exactly strike me as like a full safi'jiiva-esque weapon system. It feels like we're going to take a maxed out rare rate artian, we're going to activate it with materials from the Gogmazios fight, and then it's going to turn into what it turns into, and you hope you're going to get lucky, as opposed to safi'jiiva rolling each individual bonus, and it's like a whole thing, and, it ties into properly earning resources from him with the hunt system and the points. I just don't see that happening. It obviously could, but I have to imagine the focus is going to be on just a satisfying hunt. I would be very shocked if on release you don't post the Gogmazios hunt, go do the Gogmazios hunt, and then kill Gogmazios. I doubt you're going to get halfway through the fight and it's going to be like, well, that's it now, we can try again later. You've filled 700 out of 1,000 points on the Gogmazios research meter. Once you reach 1,000, we can get to the final stage and then actually kill him. That just feels wrong to turn a returning monster into that kind of thing. But then you get back to the fact that, yeah, there is 8 hunters there. So what is the interpretation of that? They obviously did that deliberately. They knew this would cause this kind of conversation to happen, but obviously none of that's been mentioned in the extra details of Title Update 4 that we have been given since. So it's a real conundrum. And I think the big question that I really want to pose here to you guys in the comments, I love it when you get involved in these discussions, is do you personally think Gogmazios is going to follow the safi'jiiva vibe, or do you think he's going to follow the fatalis vibe? And whichever one, why? And then beyond that, which one are you actually hoping for, despite what you think it actually is? Personally, I hope he gets the Fatalis treatment. I hope he's in a really cool new unique zone or set of zones. He has phases, there's external weaponry or things that happen, maybe other monsters that attack a la Nawa, and there is spectacle to it, but it's just a straight up hunt. There's nothing gimmicky, there's nothing you have to achieve or do. You just fight him through his whatever in the oilwell basin. Cool things happen, but ultimately you and him are hunting each other, and you can slay him if you're good enough, if you succeed on your first try. There's nothing artificial going on, and just part of his reward screen and carbs are whatever fuels Artian, and then we can unlock that system after your first Gogmazios kill, and then immediately go do it. Like, I could totally see a Geismagom-esque phase that during the sort of cinematic hunt that Fiorane jumps up and slams him off the wall before he can do his big attack, we could have Gogmazios have like a pop-up like, oh no, the weapon on his back is charging or something and we have to stop it in a certain way. I doubt the railgun looking thing is just going to be a regular part break that drops it to the floor and then you can interact with it like the Dragonator on original Gogmazios. I bet it's going to be a moment in the fight that you deal with in some way, and that's just really cool. As long as it's not too, like, artificial in the sense that it makes future farming a little bit stilted, I think there's going to be a really cool moment with whatever is on his back. And I think future farming is something that is considered and would get a little bit stilted if we had, like, a multi-team phase in and out research-esque hunt. So I think that's another reason it's not likely to happen. That's kind of where I feel that this is heading, and that the art is either just to show the support hunters and give them a nod, or just because it looks cool more than anything. I just can't see them doing a cooperative hunt in Wilds, at least not at this stage, and not with a returning monster that we already have an idea of how it should function, even though obviously it's going to be a lot different. We know it will be from what we already know about him. It's an interesting one, isn't it? And I, for one, cannot wait to get the more reveals that are going to come in early December on what's actually going on in Title Update 4, where I'm sure all will be explained. For now, though, let me know what you guys think on this, and, well, watch this space. For now, like you've enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more, consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon down below, and until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.